Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another halftime show with myself, giving you all of the latest, my thoughts on that first half. Cup final against City at Wembley today, currently 0-0 at halftime. Let me know what you guys are thinking, as ever. Get your comments in. Let me know what your thoughts are, what's gone well, what we can be doing better, and what changes you potentially make at halftime. And as always, I'll filter through them and I always love to hear your guys' thoughts. So, yeah, listen, let's get straight on into it. 0-0 at half time. Um, I know it's always shaky and nervous being a Spurs fan, but blimey, that was one of the most one-sided games of football that I've seen in a long time. We have been on the back foot for the entirety of that first half, and it has been a painful watch. Shout out to Paul Tierney, one of the worst referees one of the worst refereeing performances that I've ever seen. Some pathetic decisions. He's completely lost control of the game. He's been awful. Laporte should be off the pitch for two cynical fouls. Don't know what Tierney is thinking after that. After he's made that first cynical foul, and then he doesn't make that second one if he's already on a yellow card, and then we've got a 3-on-2, and suddenly we're away. But pathetic refereeing, which has let us down a little bit in the first half. Having said that, we have been poor as well. We have not covered ourselves in glory here. We look terrified of Manchester City. And we knew that Man City were going to come out. They were going to play. They were going to control the ball, control and dictate the tempo of the game. But we've let them. And that's the main issue for me. We haven't even tried to press them. We haven't even tried to put them under any pressure. We're just we're withholding a siege at the moment. City are just coming in wave after wave, and they're attacking. They're just threatening us every single time we go forward. And it just feels like it's a matter of time, really, doesn't it? Before they score, and then all of a sudden we're chasing the game, and then maybe we start playing after that. So that's my main issue with it. The benefit of it is that it's 1-0. Mason will hopefully get into him at half time. Will he be brave enough to make a change? I'm not sure. As ever, let me know what you're thinking. What change would you make? Keep your comments coming in. There's loads coming in, which is brilliant to see. Let's talk about some of the key moments in the game then. So Lloris, I think the main one is that Toby Alderweireld block from Foden's shot that ended up coming off the post. That was crazy. Fair play to him for that. I think there's not really too much to talk about from an attacking perspective. I think that we've lacked a bit of spine and we've lacked a bit of bravery, man. We've not looked like we want to play football. We don't want to play through them. But the one or two times that we have started to play through them, it's worked and we're away and we're getting at them. So I don't get why we're not doing that more. There's a few players out there that have been poor. I think Reguilon's had a really, really poor game today. I know he's working his socks off. I know he's trying to do everything to try and win this cup final for us, but he's so rash. And he's just been caught out one too many times. And, they're going to be targeting him big time in the second half. So we really, really need to be careful. Lo Celso, again, hasn't been great, has he? There was question marks at the start of the game as to whether he should be starting this one. And I don't think he's proven his worth so much so far this game. So there's potential maybe Gareth Bale to come on at half-time instead of Lo Celso, or maybe in Ndombele. But yeah, keep your comments coming in. Josh says, City are camping our defence. Yeah, absolutely agree, mate. It's siege. You had a look at our average positions during that game, and it's in our own half, every single one of the players. That's the main issue for me. Being sloppy as hell, Gio. Yeah, agree. Tanguy or Bale has to come on at half time. We have to change something because, as I mentioned, it's a case of at the moment when they score rather than if. We cannot hold out like that for another 45 minutes and even think about scoring a goal. We haven't tested their keeper once, not a single time. It is painful. Good comment here. We need to stop sitting back and looking like a second-class team to City. Just go for it. It's a cup game. Absolutely agree. We need to be putting everything on the line. We need to be brave, and that's the main thing that's missing. We're not being brave. We're not playing those key passes and those key passages of play that are going to hurt City. So it's really, really difficult to praise them too much. And like I said, the one positive we as Spurs fans have got to take out of it is that it's 0-0 still. Obviously, City have had an abundance of chances and we've not really had any, but they haven't scored any yet. So that's the positive there. It's a bit difficult to to imagine a scenario of us winning at this. I mean, Nigel saying, "Come on, boys, we beat them 2-0 earlier in the season." Yeah, we absolutely did. So we've got to channel a bit of resilience and a bit of bravery, and we've got to go for them in that second half. Stuart makes a good point here. Individual mistakes, and we are petrified. Yeah, the boys they look scared to play those balls. Yeah, I know they're going to press us high. And I know they're going to come on to us, but you are professional footballers at the top level, at the elite level. You need to be able to take the ball and offload it first time, or take it on the half turn, and then go there. It's basic stuff that every professional footballer should be able to do. A couple of clean sheets still at half time. Yeah, here I think that only Bale can change the game right now. Listen, Gareth Bale, he's won every single cup final that he's played in, and I think he might. I don't know if he's won every single one. I think he might have scored in every single cup final he's played. So we're looking for that magic at the moment, that one moment of brilliance. And if anyone's going to come off the bench and give us that, it's going to be Gareth Bale. Marcus, yeah, I completely appreciate your comment here, mate. What else can we do apart from sit back, pray, and counter-attack? Listen, unfortunately, the reality of it is we knew that City are going to have a lot of the ball. And we know that we were going to be relatively passive in terms of how we approach the game. The issue I have is we've not really been counter-attacking. We've not been winning the ball back off them while they're high at the pitch and then counter-attacking. We've done it once or twice, but that is it. And over the course of 45 minutes, it's not really been the greatest. Jason saying they don't trust themselves, being a shocking display. Yeah, completely take on board your point there. Ahmad saying it's a matter of time. City will score and blame Levy for the defeat. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned on the pre-match, me and Will together, we said that we get to this position, you can get to a cup final, but it's about the players turning up and it's about the players performing on the day. And I mean, a couple of them have been all right, but not enough of them. And we need to do it collectively, and we need to do it as a team. If you're going to beat one of the best teams in Europe, you have to step up and you have to perform on the biggest stage. Which is, we haven't particularly done it yet. Yeah, I think I can relate this, Marcus, to Ryan Mason's halftime team talk. What does he say to the players? Let me know what your thoughts are. What should he be saying to the players? What should we be doing differently? I think that it's going to be a difficult second half, guys, and we're expecting it, but you got to have the faith and you got to believe that we can come out and turn this one around. It's going to be a tough one, but we've got to get behind the boys. It's 0-0. Thoughts on Lucas? I think Lucas has been all right. I think he's struggled to get into the game a lot. I think that when he does get on the ball, he's clearly got the pace and the ability to get past those midfielders and defenders. So, we need to get him on the ball more, because he's provided a threat going forward, and they've had to resort to wiping him out a couple of times now. So that is definitely something that we've got to utilise in the second half. Georgia says we've been lucky that the majority of their shots missed the target. We'd be at least 2-0 down. Need to step up our defensive game. Completely agree with that, Georgia. Like I said, first half was a case of when rather than if. And that I'm hoping isn't going to be the case in the second half. Wayne saying, I'd be saying, how much do you want this trophy at halftime? Yeah, 100% agree. You got to channel that passion, man. You got to say to these players, come on, how much do you want this? Put it all on the line. Let's go. Nigel makes a really, really good point here as well. Bale will feed Lucas. Yeah, we need more out balls. And Bale is very good at dropping deep and then picking the right pass. And Lucas Moura and Bale could work very well for each other, with each other in that second half. So that's a really, really good point. Again, David, to dare us to do, so let's go for it. Come on, you Spurs. Listen, I've still got hope. I've still got a little bit of hope that we can do this. There is a possibility. Don't give up on them just yet. The game isn't over. We're not losing. We're drawing. I know we haven't had much in terms of shots and attacking intent, but listen, it could be a game of two halves. We don't know. We saw it against Southampton on Wednesday. City are obviously a whole different kettle of fish, but the possibility is there. They might go into the half-time dressing room being a bit frustrated that they haven't scored. So, there's so much to consider and so much to tweak and come out in the second half and give a different game, which Tom sort of echoing what I say in there. City will be frustrated going half-time 0-0. Yeah, absolutely agree. They'll be going into that dressing room thinking, how on earth are we not winning? And hopefully that may affect their game a bit. Maybe they'll start getting a bit more frustrated in the second half. Maybe a few mistakes will come in. Love this, Neil. We believe the year still ends in a 1. It does, unfortunately. I'm hoping that we keep up the tradition, but we'll see. Deborah says, I still see us upsetting the biased pundits. We're all hoping. We're all hoping, Deborah. We're all hoping that we can do it. Really, really good point to make there. Last thing, they're getting tired. City can see we're hungry, so watch when we get that goal. I like the belief, Omar. I'm loving the belief and the dedication to thinking that we can pull something out of the bag here. We 100% can. Possession football doesn't win you the game. Good point, Wayne. We've beaten City a lot recently in London, and we've never dominated the ball once. It's always come on a counter-attack, taking our chances when we get them. And I'll reiterate my point that I made at the start of the before the game. We need to take the chances when they come. The game might start getting a bit more stretch as City push and push to get this one in 90 minutes. The last thing they'll want before a semi-final on Wednesday is to go 120 minutes against us in this game. So you never know what could happen here. There's still so much that we can do. Lisa saying I muted the pundits. Yeah, listen, I mean, Jamie Redknapp's on the panel, so I don't tend to listen to it too much because he doesn't really come out with the most analytical comments, considering he used to be a professional footballer. Clive saying we should be 3 down, but Laporte is a very lucky man. Get the ball to Lucas and let him run at him. We can still do this on the break. Yeah, really good point. Our best chances have come when Lucas Moura has been on the ball and driven at players. So it's gonna be an interesting second half. Let me know what changes you'd make at half time. I'm seeing a lot of Bale for Lo Celso, or in Ndombele for Lo Celso. I think one of the two has to come on at half time. That's the main thing for me. But we have to try and change the balance of this game. I still fully expect City to dominate the ball and come on to us, but we need to start hitting them on the counter a bit more, and we need to start being a bit braver in possession. That is the main thing. You never know. But listen, guys, the game's about to get back underway. So I'm going to end this halftime show. We'll be back after the match to dissect everything else. Make sure you're subscribing, leaving a like. And yeah, fingers crossed for a better second half, guys. And yeah, hopefully we'll come back smiling. But yeah, up the Spurs and let's enjoy the rest of the game.